So, you're new to the fragrance game. Don't know where to start. You don't know what fragrances to get. You've heard a lot of different things about a lot of different fragrances. You just don't know where to start. Well, I've got you covered. So in this video, we're gonna go over at least a couple different options to get for seasons, for occasions, date nights, everything you can think of. I've got you covered in this video. So if you wanna see what fragrances I'm talking about and maybe have a better idea of where to start, be sure to keep it right here. Alright guys, welcome back. Like I said, my name is Tyler. This is my channel, Simply Fragrances, where we talk everything fragrance related. We're doing top 10 videos, we're doing weekly fragrance rotations, fragrance interviews, fragrance reviews, everything that encompasses fragrances you can find right here. So if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, be sure and hit that red subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love and support you have shown this channel. So guys, obviously this is going to be for the newbies, and maybe even if you've been in the fragrance game for a little bit, maybe I can give you some tips and pointers, but who knows what we're going to find along the way. But what I am going to do is give some tips and pointers, maybe a couple different recommendations for people who, man, they're coming into this. I know for myself, whenever I came into this, I had no idea where to start. I just, watched hours and hours of different fragrance reviews. Now, for me, it's been a little bit different. I've always had, at least 5 to 10 different fragrances in my collection until obviously I started to collect heavily. So, I knew a little bit more maybe than the average person, but this is for that person who really doesn't know where to start. So I'm going to go over, a fragrance for each season, for different occasions, different budgets. So I got you covered, guys. Keep it right here. Let's go ahead and get into this list. Hey guys, so I wanted to make a quick apology. The first video I had, as you can see, I'm wearing a different outfit. That is because the first video I had, the audio file got corrupted. I could not fix it, but I still wanted to include this fragrance in here, and I still wanted to upload the video. So I do apologize. The rest of the video is going to look normal, but the first fragrance I want to talk to you guys about was Mont Blanc Starwalker. And the reason why is when you're first coming into the fragrance community, when you're first getting, kind of excited about fragrances, you might just want something that's going to be super easy to wear, very versatile. You can wear it all year round. You just smell fresh and clean. You don't got to give too much thought to it. Well, this is going to be that fragrance for you. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I'm actually one of the faces for this fragrance. I've hyped it up so much because it is that good. It is very fresh, clean, refreshing. It's got this beautiful bamboo note in here that kind of gives it this oriental, almost kind of just relaxing type of vibe to it, and it's so amazing. But nonetheless, this is going to be super versatile. You can wear it all year round, not give too much thought about it, and it's very inexpensive. Even though it has been discontinued, you can still easily find it at local discounted places like TJ Maxx, Ross's, Marshals, Burlington. If you have places like that, be sure and go check them out. I see them there all the time. Or if you don't, you can still find them on the discounted sites, Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, places like that. You're gonna be spending about 20 to 25 bucks, maybe a little bit more on the discounted sites. For some reason, they do seem to be a bit more expensive than finding these out in the wild. But nonetheless, this is a very, very easy fragrance to wear. And in my opinion, it is a great starter fragrance. So the category, obviously, I want to talk about was the starter category. But Mont Blanc Starwalker definitely had to be in this list. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on the list is going to be for someone who, they're still in that kind of beginning stage, but, they've wore a couple of fragrances and they want something that has a little bit more body to it, something that, you can still wear all year round, but this one maybe has more of a place in, spring or summer or fall or winter. This one happens to be, in my opinion, better suited for the spring and summertime. But, you can wear it even into the fall. Winter, it might just seem a bit misplaced, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So, what fragrance am I talking about, guys? This is Acqua di Gio, and this is Absolute. And this is my favorite fragrance from this house. I love it. Man, this stuff is so good. So like I said, it's going to have a bit more body to it. It's going to have a bit more, depth to it than, say Starwalker. Starwalker is more like just fresh, aquatic, light, breezy. This one, it does have those attributes to it, but it does have a bit of a woody dry down to it. So if you're new to the fragrance community, maybe you've heard of Paco Rabanne's Invictus Aqua, especially like the 2016 version and how hyped up that was. It's kind of in that same wheelhouse. It's in that same vein, but it does kind of do its own thing. This one, it does have that, fresh, aquatic, citruses with the melon in the opening, but it does kind of have this ozonic note that was made actually just for this fragrance. And then as it dries down, it does have a bit of a woody kind of spicy facet to it. It's got that guaiac wood in there to kind of give it more of a woody facet. Now, this is going to be something that you could wear for a signature scent, something that's going to make your presence known, but it's also not going to be super offensive, very, very unchallenging. You don't have to give too much thought to it, but, it is a bit more, of a step up than, say, Starwalker. So if you guys want something that's light, fresh, a little bit, woody, kind of signature scent worthy, but it's not going to break the bank. This is going to be in the $100 range, but you do get what you pay for, especially with this fragrance, because even though it is a lighter fragrance, it is going to last with the guaiac wood and stuff in there. So if you want something that is going to like I said, be signature scent worthy and be just a little bit of a step up, I highly recommend Aqua de Jo Absolute. All right, guys, so staying in that same vein of, easy fragrances to wear, not super challenging, but since we did spring and summer, I'm gonna go ahead and move into the fall and winter months. And this one is very, very pleasant. In my opinion, very easy to wear, and a bit more challenging, I guess, than, the Aqua de Jo, but this one, it's still not gonna be super challenging. What am I talking about, guys? This is Givenchy Gentleman, and this is the EDP. Now, this is gonna be very sweet, very woody, ambery, a little bit tobacco in here, but it does have this kind of, I don't want to say citrus, but it is, a freshness to it in the opening. But as it dries down, you do get this beautiful iris in here that kind of gives it just this powdery, lipsticky type of vibe, but it's not going to be super challenging. I really do think this is going to be super easy, super versatile to wear. You can wear it casual, you can wear it dressed up, date night, in the fall and winter months without having to give, too much thought. You don't have to worry about it too much. But like I said, this is going to be more suited for the, fall and winter months. Even into the early spring, you could really, kind of pull this off. But this, it's, in my opinion, begs for, cooler, temperatures, especially with like the leaves starting to change, maybe starting to wear more sweaters, flannel, stuff like that. This is going to be that fragrance, in my opinion, that you should have. Givenchy Gentleman EDP, it's got you covered. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on the list, I wanted to go for something for more of a date night fragrance. Now, there's a million options that I could have chosen, but I wanted something that's a little bit more subdued, not quite as in your face. It's meant for more of a date night scenario, more close up, personal interactions, and you don't have to worry about, being the annoying guy that's just filling up a room or sprayed too much cologne on the first date. Now, this will make its presence known, but, like I said, it's more for, those close up encounter type situations. So, you're going to be sitting across the room, from your sitting across the table, maybe at a date or something like that. They're going to smell you, but it's not going to be too much. But I wanted to go with something a little bit more manly, but not quite old school. So, a lot of the kids nowadays say that, anything barbershop related smells like a grandpa. This definitely does not do that. It is a masculine fragrance, but it's a little bit different. It's not going to smell like every other fragrance out there. So what fragrance did I choose for this, guys? I went with John Varvatos, the original. I love this stuff, guys. It's one of my all-time favorite fragrances. It's so unique. It's not going to smell like anything else out there. There's not another fragrance, at least in my opinion or from my knowledge, that smells like this. I'll really even get close to this. Like, this stuff is very unique. It utilizes a note of date, and it's a very sweet kind of dark fruity type of vibe to it. It's got some almost woody attributes to it. It's just a very unique fragrance, but like I said, it does kind of have this masculine vibe to it, but it's not old school, if that makes sense. But very, very unique, very light, but it also has a nice scent trail behind it. So you're not going to fill up a room, like I said, but you will be noticed, and it's going to have a nice scent bubble around you. Very, very good for at least, you know, a date night, especially a first date. You know, dress up, maybe wear something like, you know, a nice button-up t-shirt, or, you know, a sweater, flannel, something like that. You can really wear it all year round. In the summertime, make sure if you're going to be wearing this, you're in an AC controlled environment, because it is a bit more of a darker, richer type of fragrance. But nonetheless, guys, John Barbados, it's got you covered. All right, guys, so let's say that you want to get introduced into the realm of niche. Let's say, you know, you've saved up, you know, your pennies, and you're ready to get your first niche fragrance. Now, there was a couple different options that I was going through, but whenever I thought about it, I was like, I think this is the more safer option, because it's going to be more of a mass appealing type of niche fragrance. So, you know, there's a couple different options, like I said, but I landed on Parfums de Marly Percival. Now, the reason why I went with this one is because this is kind of modeled after an already pretty popular designer fragrance, you know, from Abercrombie and Fitch, Fierce or Mont Blanc Legend, the original. They all kind of have similar attributes to this one. This one does smell like that, but it is obviously a more, you know, upscaled, higher class version of it. It's a bit creamier. There is some, you know, floral notes to this, but nonetheless, it does smell like Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, or, you know, Mont Blanc Legend. So if you have smelled those, this is going to be, you know, in that similar vein to those. Very, very easy to wear, great all year round. It does, at least in my opinion, do a little bit better in the spring and fall months. You can wear it in the summer, just where I'm at, it does get a bit hot and sticky, but great entry level niche fragrance, guys. Not Mont Blanc, sorry, Parfums de Marly Percival. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on the list, I wanted to cover the topic of barbershop fragrances. So coming into the fragrance community, you're probably going to hear a lot about barbershop fragrances, and for good reason. They've set the catalyst for what men's fragrances were, I mean, all the way from like the early 1900s, probably up until mid 1980s, early 1990s, before like more fresh, aquatic, blue style fragrances really started to become popular. You had more barbershop fougere type of fragrances. So you might be thinking, yeah, I want to dip my toes in the water of that, but I don't really know where to start. I don't want it to be so hard to wear or so challenging that I'm not going to enjoy it, but I do maybe want to break out of, you know, just the normal aquatic fresh style fragrances. I've got just the fragrance for you guys. This is my personal favorite barbershop fragrance. I absolutely love this fragrance, guys. What am I talking about? This is Gravitas Pour Homme from Naughton & Wilson. So, you know, this is going to be a niche fragrance. So it is going to have, you know, a higher price tag, but still it's on the, I want to say like $120, $125. So, you know, it is pricey, but it's not gonna, you know, absolutely break the bank, you know, according to niche standards. But this is gonna be the perfect entry-level barbershop fragrance, at least in my opinion. There was another one that I was debating with, but this one does have more of a true barbershop, you know, kind of creamy lavender vibe to it. So you're gonna get this beautiful orange blossom in the opening with some, excuse me, vanilla and creamy lavender. There is ambergris in here. It's gonna give it kind of more of like this just kind of deep richness to it, and this is going to last all day. I get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours depending on how many sprays that I do. Now this one is sneaky strong, so be easy on the trigger. You will be surprised with how much this does project and the scent trail that you leave behind you, but nonetheless, this is a classic barbershop fougere with a bit of a modern twist to it, with that creamy lavender and the orange blossom and the vanilla up top. Guys, this is an amazing fragrance. This is going to be, in my opinion, perfect for the spring and fall months. You can wear it in the summer if you're going to be in an AC controlled environment, and in the winter you can wear it. It just might seem a bit misplaced. But if you're looking for a great entry level barbershop fragrance, in my opinion, Gravitas Pour Homme, it's got you covered. All right, guys, so the next fragrance I wanted to choose, it kind of, you know, rides that line in the barbershop fougere range, but this is more for more formal attire. So this is going to be something that you want to wear a suit and tie with, or, you know, a nice button up. Maybe you're going to a wedding or a formal dinner, or like a business meeting, something in that realm, guys. You want to, you know, mean business, you know what I mean? And so this fragrance, in my opinion, fits that to a T. This is Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. I could have went with another from this house, but this one, it really does fit the bill if you will, for that occasion. Now, this is going to be niche realm prices. This is the big booty bottle. You can get this out, I want to say 150, 140, maybe 160, somewhere in that realm. But the smaller bottles that you see on the back shelf back there, those are 60 mLs, and that one you can get, I think, for $100, maybe even a little bit less. You know, discount codes. I don't have one, but I know a couple buddies, Justin from Stay Fresh Production and Ross from TLTG. I believe Sky Aromatico does, I'm not sure, but you can use their affiliation code and get 10% off to save you a little bit of coinage. But nonetheless, guys, this is going to be more of a gentleman style fragrance. This is something you wear, like I said, maybe to a business meeting, to a wedding, formal dinner, something of that matter, where you want to feel important and you feel confident. This is a confidence boosting fragrance, more of a gentleman style. Now, like I said, it kind of has a barbershop fougere feel to it, but it doesn't quite have that, you know, same like oak, mossy, lavender kind of vibe to it. There's lavender in this, but you get frankincense and myrrh, a little bit of oud, there's pear, there's, you know, everything but the kitchen sink in this, because this is an amazing, amazing fragrance, so easily worn in my opinion. And this is also a good challenging, you know, style of fragrance if you're used to more of a, you know, fresh, sweet, aquatic style fragrance. But Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme, that was my choice for the more formal attire fragrances. It's got you covered. All right, guys, so we're down to the last fragrance in the last category. So the category that I wanted to go with is something different. This is going to be a showstopper. This is going to be something that is really its own fragrance. Nothing else quite smells like this. So if you're new to the fragrance game, or this is where I mentioned those of you who may have been into the fragrance game for a while, if you feel like you've smelled everything else, but you want to try something different, I've got that fragrance for you. Or if you're new to the fragrance game and you have a little extra coin in your pocket and you want to get a showstopper signature scent, something that's just going to wow the people that you're around, this is Ganymede. Ganymede is a beast of a fragrance, guys. This is absolutely insane. I just did a review of this fragrance, so I'll leave a link in the description on that, or you can just go back, you know, one video and you'll find it, or maybe a couple videos. But anyways, nonetheless, guys, this is an amazing, amazing fragrance. So unique, so different. It's going to open up. It's got this bright citrus in the opening with this mandarin orange. Green apple is not listed, but I do get a very much of a green apple vibe in here, and you get this kind of suede, leather, earthy, mineral type of vibe to it. This is absolutely insane. The scent trail that you're going to leave behind you is a mile long, but it's not going to be a room filler. You can fill the room, but you know, honestly, guys, 3, maybe 4 sprays tops, and it's going to last you all day. It's a very strong fragrance in the sense that it's going to last forever, but it's going to be subdued. It's, you know, going to reach out maybe an arm's length, maybe a little bit less, you know, all day, but the scent trail that you're going to leave behind you is absolutely intoxicating. People are going to be thinking, man, what is this guy wearing? This is so different. I've never smelled anything like this. Guys, if you want a showstopper of a fragrance, look no further than Ganymede. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. I could have went with a million different options, but I wanted to give you some, you know, just fragrances that I'm kind of passionate about, I've spent a lot of time with, and I think that if you're new to the fragrance community and you want to get started, and, you know, wherever your level is at, whether you're just getting started, whether you've had, you know, several bottles of fragrances, or if you're on the last category and you want something completely different, you know, something that's just going to wow and turn some heads, I wanted to give you those type of options. So like I said, I could have went with, you know, a million different fragrances, but these are the ones that I felt confident in, and these are the ones that I think that you guys will really enjoy. So if you're new to it, be sure and comment down below what fragrances, you know, like I said, if you're new to this, comment down below if you have any questions, anything I can help with. Feel free to reach out, comment down below what are some fragrances that maybe you started with, or fragrances that you're looking forward to wearing. If you've been in the fragrance game for a while, maybe list some comments down below to help these guys out. I wanted to get the community involved in this, and I wanted to, you know, inspire, if you will, you know, these newbies to the community. So anyways, guys, comment down below what you thought of the list. I'll catch you in the comment sections. I'm also going to catch you on the next video. And remember, if you love it, wear it.